The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it, too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area.
So, you're telling us that we had to have U.S. service members go and deal with unexploded bombs in Gaza, and we're going to own it, quote unquote, till we just hand it back to Israel, and we need to move the people out of there. I was cautiously optimistic when they got that ceasefire through because I don't think they would have gotten it through if Kamala Harris was president. And anyone who voted for Donald Trump never claim he's anti-war because he's never been anti-war. But this is a step beyond because you're going to ethnically cleanse Gaza in order to rebuild it, but you're not giving any plans that maybe the Saudis could come in and rule over the people of Gaza. You're just going to simply send American service members to put their life on the line in order to, what, get rid of Hamas? Do you think they're going to be too friendly if they have foreign troops on their border and actually going in there and trying to clear the area out? I never thought Trump would step this far. I thought there would be an actual check on him from Saudi Arabia, but it looks like he's beholden to the Israel lobby completely.
Do something different. Just can't go back. If you go back, it's going to end up the same way it has for 100 years. I'm hopeful that this ceasefire could be the beginning of a larger and more enduring peace that will end the bloodshed and killing once and for all. With the same goal in mind, my administration has been moving quickly to restore trust in the alliance and rebuild American strength throughout the region. And we've really done that. We're a respected nation again.
Define respected nation. I'm not necessarily against reminding Mexico and Canada that they are technically client states of the United States. They sell the United States most of their stuff. And I don't know why Trump decided to threaten tariffs because he was saying, hey, this is the worst trade deals ever. And I was like, you negotiated them. And for Trump to come out there and say the United States is now respected again, I mean, we have successfully just pissed off our trade partners. He negotiated USMCA that would actually protect the United States as far as us being able to be relying on just Canada and Mexico to get the stuff we need. If China decides to take over Taiwan, they sell us a lot of our computer chips. And one of the good things Joe Biden did, he tried to bring that back into the United States, but that's going to take time. If you want to call that respected, I guess, but this is just pure madness.
I ended the last administration's de facto arms embargo on over $1 billion in military assistance for Israel. And I'm also pleased to announce that this afternoon, the United States withdrew from the anti-Semitic UN Human Rights Council and ended all of the support for the UN Relief and Works Agency, which funneled money to Hamas and which was very disloyal to humanity.
There has been no proof. Israel has still not provided concrete proof that UNRWA employees were involved in the October 7th attacks. Joe Biden gave Israel everything they wanted and just kind of chastised them a little bit. Versus Donald Trump is just giving them literally the whole store, saying, hey, you can have Gaza. Be damned with human rights. I was cautiously optimistic that, hey, maybe the Saudis could influence him not to do this, but apparently AIPAC is just too powerful.
Today, I also took action to restore a maximum pressure policy on the Iranian regime, and we will once again enforce the most aggressive possible sanctions, drive Iranian oil exports to zero, and diminish the regime's capacity to fund terror throughout the region and throughout the world. We had no threat when I left office. Iran was not able to sell oil. Nobody was buying oil because I said, don't buy it. If you buy it, you're not doing any business with the United States. And Hamas was not being funded. Hezbollah was not being funded. Nobody was being funded. There would never have been an October 7th.
That may or may not be true whether the October 7th attacks would have taken place under Donald Trump. It's a hypothetical that's unprovable. But I agree with Donald Trump actually putting maximum pressure on the Iranian government that just continues to fund terrorism throughout the region. But now the U.S. is openly saying, hey, we might meddle in the Middle East again and actually put our troops on the ground and kicking people off their homeland. You're literally advocating what the colonials did. They literally came here, pushed out the Native Americans, and then eventually they just kind of disappeared. And this is what they're trying to do with Gaza. And some of it's to blame on the Palestinian leadership. It's true. They've been offered a state multiple times, but it doesn't mean that we can go and do this.
We will restore calm and stability to the region and expand prosperity, opportunity, and hope to our nations and for all people of the Middle East, including the Arab and Muslim nations. Very important. We want the Arab and Muslim nations to have peace and have tranquility and have great lives.
I don't think countries like Saudi Arabia is going to allow this to stand. Advocated multiple times saying we refuse to normalize relations with Israel unless there's a Palestinian state. Same thing from Jordan, but maybe they will, I don't know.